Hi everyone, so it's Paul here back in the workshop. So this is part 2 of the clean up and inspection process. So everything went actually really well. All I did was I used some just degreasing agent. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, just in the UK here, it's just from Screwfix, nothing too exciting. Put it into bowl of water and scrubbed it with a very small toothbrush, and everything cleaned up pretty good. So then I went through and inspected everything, and the only real areas of concern was, and I think I mentioned this before, it's a quill for the tailstock, and now this is quite had quite a hard life. So you've got a keyway in there which limits the amount of travel. So but what I've done is I've spent some time, no, I'm putting it in the wrong way. I've done this every single time. So the movement of travel, which sorry, I'm trying to do this on film. So looking at the movement of or the travel, I've got it running pretty smooth within the range that it moves. Now there's a big dink here, which I've decided to not really do anything about because it doesn't actually go into the casting. So although this is not very lovely to look at, I think it will function quite well there. So that's I don't know what you'd call it, a good job, or best of a bad job. Looking at the ways that for the cross slide, again, let me just check, you can see. What I did note, there's little indentation on the end here, and that's actually where the grub screws go on and apply some pressure. So that'll go there. So this is quite good news really, because it gives me an indication there's nothing on the other end. So it gives me a good indication of which way up they go. So quite pleased about that I've discovered those. All the lead screw, cross slide screw and tailstock screw, what I did with those, in addition to putting in the degreasing agent, I just got some washing up detergent, rubbed it on all the threads before I put into it, and it really cleaned it up very well. And as I spoke about in the last video, I've checked all the threads and they're in remarkably good condition, so no work to do there. And again, on the other two, they're both fine, so that's good. Interesting enough, I talked about, I didn't actually do any more filing to it. I decided to leave it as it is, and as you can see, everything matches quite well. Now what I had done to try and blend it a bit better was, I just, after the filing and where it was all bright, I just used some Scotch-Brite and WD-40, and that sort of seemed to blend it in quite a bit. What I've done now, and then put it in the degreasing solution, did it make it even better, to make it all sort of match. So I was quite pleased with that. So it could be a good idea, even if it's not greasy, to do it just to try and get it to blend in. These surfaces were very good. The degreasing agent worked quite well to clear off any little bits here, so very pleased with that. Yeah, all the hand wheels, let me just check, you can see hand wheels are all came up very good. Again, just a bit of action with the degreaser. I've got some gunk on there already, so they're all in a pretty good condition. So let me just move the camera here around a little bit. I'll talk about what my only area of concern is. The bed or the main casting cleaned up very well. No dinks or anything. Oh, sorry, before we get onto that, what I did notice here is we've got someone's obviously run this into the chuck at some time, because that would be the way it travels. Not much I can do about it. I took off the high spots, but yeah, I'm not going to try and effect a repair on that. So just leave that as it is. It's just an age-related issue. Sorry, so back to this. Right, so casting's all tickety-boo, no problems there. Just very, very pleased with it. It seems just, yeah, really good. The problem I found with the ways, now, interesting enough, a couple of things I wanted to talk about. If you can see, we've got a screw. Let's have a look, see if you can see. Let's move the camera a little bit. Okay, so we've got a screw hole here and one there, and they're not, if I put this one round the other way, it's not like, these can only go on one way onto the bed. But so although they can only go that way, they can go that way or that way. So once I've done some work on this, at the time of reassembling, what I'm going to do is put this whole assembly onto the surface table, and then run a clock. Well, what I'll do is I'll put a centre pop mark at the top here, so I can understand, is it that way or is it that way, or I could even just do it with a marker, but yeah, a marker pen. So yeah, so then we run a clock along and actually see whether, what I'm keen to do is try and get these two as parallel as possible, so then when the travel goes along, they match and it runs smoother. So that is what we'll do there, and then we obviously have the option to tweak them around should it appear better, because I'm not expecting miracles, but as I say, I'd like these two to be as parallel as possible. So even if there is an error in there, I'd like them to have a matching error on both sides, so to speak. And I can obviously do some packing here as well. So that's one of the things that we'll go through when we come to reassemble that. I think this will fit on the service plate if I put it diagonally. The other thing is there's some, when I cleaned these, so I degreased them, and then I polished them, and I just used, let me have a look, some of this car polish, or what I used to use it on a car, or push bikes or whatever, chrome polish. So it's got a slight abrasive, and I just polished them the best I could, and they as you can see, they come out quite shiny. However, when you actually fill them, and on a close inspection, there are a few little dinks on here which I want to try and get rid of. So the plan will be, and I saw this on Robin Renzetti's channel, and I'll put a link to it in the description in the videos mentioned section, the plan will be to hold both these, one in the chuck, one in the tailstock on the Myford. I'll make a block that effectively goes round. So what I'll do is I'll drill, well, I won't go into it too much, but it'll go round, and then I can put some lapping compound and go back and forth as this is revolving. So that'll be the put the camera mag on, dude. No, sorry. Yeah, so that's the approach on that. I think it should. Yeah, I understand I can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, but I can make it better. I'm pretty confident of that. So following the approach that Robin did on it, it was on a D-bit grinder. I should be able to improve it. And one side is this one. I don't know whether you'll be able to see that. Just put the light on, see if we can get in. if that's any better. But just here, it's a bit crusty. So, or as Cliff would say, 𝗪𝗓𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗗𝗢𝗢. So yeah, there's a little bit of work to do there. So I'll bring you along. I've got some material to be able to do it. Yeah, I got some old valve lapping paste, so I'm not sure whether it's probably about 30 years old. So whether that, I don't know whether it has a sell-by date. So I need to get some more of that. But I will show you what I get up to on that. These are the two things. I don't know why in the last video I kept calling it blacking, but it's bluing. So they're the two to be blued. And then all the other, there's a few nuts and bolts, and there's the end screw that goes on to hold the hand wheel on. These need blacking, but they also need cleaning. So I'm just going to put those in the ultrasonic cleaner. Now, I don't think I will show you that, but there was a really good video last weekend, and I'm going to get into trouble here because it's rotary something, but he's a big channel and it's a really good video, and he explains how he did it. So I'll show you. I'll put a link to that one as well. Yeah, so that's really the inspection. So in summary, the only real problem that I have is this I've decided is an acceptable situation now. All the dinks won't affect the good movement of this. It's just these ways that need some work on. The rest of it we're all chickadee-boo with. Don't have to concern myself about it. One other slight problem that's occurred, and I'll just move you around and let you have a look. I did a little bit of test painting, and I clearly don't have the right. I don't mind the colour so much. It's not. I think, but this is the original colour. So I've done a bit on steel, or two things on steel, one on aluminium. But there's two problems. One, it's a slightly different colour, and two, it's not the, I don't know what you call it, the hammerite effect. So what I'm going to do is clean this one up, get the grunge off it, and then the guys, the local supplier of the hammerite, will do a colour match for me. So I'm going to take that down. Unfortunately I've got a 20 quid tin of hammerite. That's not much cop, but I'm sure we'll find something for it. So I need to sort that out before I can do the painting. So so that's really another little problem to resolve. But from the inspection part of it, I'm pretty happy that we've got something now that we haven't got many problems. So that's really good news, and yeah, allowing me to make progress. This I don't think is too much of a challenge to fix. So, well, I don't think I'm going to fix it. I'm going to improve it, and that's all I can do really on a 70-year-old lathe. Well, 50 to 70, let's say. Yeah, so that's about where we are. So next week, or next video in this series, I'm not sure what it'll be. It may be these, maybe painting, I'm not sure. Just see how things progress. A lot of it is dictated by whether the guys are using the workshop for the joinery work, and as I make a living out of it, I need to be conscious of the fact of what they're doing. Okay, so that's about it. So as always, thanks for watching, and stay happy, strong and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.